wild day, especially for those three names I mentioned of Rahm, Ricky, and Phil. We'll start with Woodland. We won't pick him up into the 16th hole.
Well, and he's coming off a birdie at 15. The leaderboard's everywhere. He would have known exactly where he stood, and he knew exactly when he hit that shot that the fans loved it. Back-to-back birdies. And this is a great look at a putting stroke that has been much improved by Brad Faxon. He birdied 8 of the last 10 holes on Friday at the Hawaiian Open. That was the moment he said, get me on the greens. I figured it out. And from then to now, he's been red hot. And you got another view of it here right here.
This is a beautiful leave after a huge 3-wood, 300 yards or so. Pin high on 17. Left it in the right spot. You just got to let the short game go to work, which I guess he's working real hard on with Pete Cowan. Probably the weakest part of his game, Brandel, over the last few years. Definitely his pitching. Not right there. Him and Pete are doing some great work, evidently.
Ches Reavie, though, would not go away. The Bulldogs just kept fighting. Wouldn't make a mistake until right here.
On paper, a straightforward, pretty easy hole, but you put some stands around here and about 50,000 excited fans, and you give you a Sunday, and it's an exceedingly difficult hole.
And the Coliseum costs another player. So with a bogey for Reavie, Woodland a chance to pretty much ice it. This would get him to 19 under, never hit it.
Probably the worst putt he hit all day right there at 18. Just did not give a chance, didn't release the blade, didn't give it a chance.
But Reavie, after the bogey at 16, how do you bounce back after a bogey?
When does not being really long help you? Well,
how about right here?
When it takes the water out of play on a hole where the water's in play for everybody in the game of golf. The fact that he doesn't have bombing length helped him there, because it put him in a position where you couldn't have had a more straightforward pitch than this.
This to tie would send him to 18 under, but it would allow birdie. That chip was for eagle, so it's a birdie, and Reavie would head to the final hole, one back of Gary Woodland. Reavie at 18.
Well, after a wedge from 147 yards to here, this from 21 feet. And Brandel, you said how long?
Well, that was the longest putt he'd made all week. He had not made a single putt over 20 feet all week. Perfect timing. And again, another example of not being long helped him, because he could hit 3-wood, take the bunkers out of play off the tee, put him in a position to do what he does best. Hit a good shot, and then a timely putt. Playoff time.
It is playoff time. Both guys barely missed the green. This is Reavie.
Well, and actually he was fantastic around the greens this week. Second in strokes gained around the greens, and probably an untimely chip shot for him. Probably the worst of the week that he would probably agree with me.
Gary hit a fabulous shot out of the left bunker. He was right up against the lip. It was extraordinary effort to get it right there, and it was a tap in for his third victory if Reavie misses this.
A little bit different line than the birdie he made in regulation, and just played it a bit too far out. And that would leave the tap in for Woodland to win for the third time on the PGA Tour. You got to say Gary went and got it. He birdied 15, 16, and 17. The first winner here since 2007 to birdie 15, 16, and 17 in the final round. And in a Ryder Cup year, look out, here comes Gary Woodland inside.